I want those walls up by evening. No excuses. The orcs aren't going to stop attacking just because we need to catch our breath.
But, sir, the men are having a hard time finding the materials we need.
You're telling me they can't find any stones? We're in the middle of the blasted mountains. Unless you'd like to report to Nashia that we're overrun because we couldn't find rocks, I suggest you drive some sense into your men and get that wall built.
Yes, sir. I'll see to it, sir.
I tell you, I've lost years of my life trying to get this rabble fit for service. And who are you supposed to be? Reinforcements? That would be me. Let me tell you, leading these farmers is a mixed blessing. They've got a ways to go. I'm Colum. Commander Colum to you. Lord Nasha sent me here to secure the old Owl Well. So what are you doing here? Isani? He hasn't arrived yet. Should have been here 10 days ago. I've sent a scout to look for him. Wait, you're the one from the City Watch, aren't you? I got word yesterday you'd be making a visit. I'd hoped to have better news for you. No, my scout hasn't reported back yet. Though I expect him soon. He's one of the best. We're still not sure ourselves, really. The information I have is vague, at best. This route makes the best sense, though. It's one of the few they haven't tried yet. Not exactly a student of history, are you? The Old Owl Well is the only known water source for 3 days in any direction. Neverwinter and the orcs have been fighting over it as long as anyone can remember. The orcs held it for the last 10 years until the council decided they wanted to reopen the trade route to Yata. To do that, we need to take back this watering hole. This assault has been planned for months. We weren't able to warn Asani ahead of time, though. We weren't expecting to be needing a new emissary, to be honest. Still, at least we'll be here to offer more protection. Well, that brings us back to the emissary, doesn't it? If the Lord's Alliance could communicate, you're right. We'd have more men. But with the emissaries being lost, even so, we've stretched the army thin as it is. I brought along every man that Lord Nasha could spare. The Council's going to have to raise a new army in a hurry if things don't work out here. Oh no. No waiting around for you. I'm counting on you to help with our defense against the orcs. Good. Not that I was expecting you to put up a fight. I'll expect you to help out with the defense of this camp. You've already brought your own gear, so just find a spot to call home and stay alert.
Sound the alarm! Orcs! The orcs are attacking!
Wouldn't you know it, not a moment's rest.
Greycloaks to arms! For Neverwinter!
Another orc raiding party. We're lucky they haven't attacked in full force. Just wish I could make contact with whoever it is that's been distracting the orcs. Yes, someone's out there attacking orc patrols, and it's giving us a chance to build up our defenses. I've been at this long enough to know that you need to control a battlefield, and this new ally of ours is something I can't control. He's not one for talking. Every time I send someone out to contact him, he and his men move their camp. The orcs have a name for him, Katalmak. They say he attacks without warning, and without regard for his enemies' numbers.
Someone who doesn't play the odds doesn't last too long in my experience. Well, except me.
Maybe this kettlehead person simply lacks basic math skills. You see, if we were to face 300 orcs, the odds, well, if you carry the two, might be...
Sounds like someone who wants to die to me. If we weren't here, it'd only be a matter of time before all the tribes in the well hunted down this Katalmak, and then his crusade would be over. Well, enough talk about him. I've got my hands full just keeping the men in fighting shape.
Commander! Scouts returning!
Let's hope he brings word on the emissary, eh?
Pathfinder Willem reporting, sir.
Willem, did you locate Emissary Asani?
No, sir, but I came across his escorts. Killed to the last man, but no sign of the emissary. Orcs, sir. They must have taken him.
Sounds like you've got a new assignment. Your job is to escort the emissary to safety. If he's in trouble, you've got to help him. I'd start looking at Yai-Sog Bone Gnash's lair, northeast of here.
Sounds like a well-mannered fellow, judging from the name.
My, Bone Gnasher is an interesting name. I wonder what he would have done to earn it.
His tribe isn't the biggest, but he's older and more cunning than most. At the least, he may have an idea who attacked the emissary's guards. The Eye Gouger tribe is the strongest, led by Logram Eye Gouger. He keeps the other tribes in line, including the Bone Gnashers, and he's the one leading the attacks. All the orcs in the well fall under his banner. Ooh, if we could get lucky and put an arrow through his skull. If we could, the orcs would turn on each other in a heartbeat, and give us enough time to strengthen our position here. Trust me, if I knew where Logram could be found, I'd hit him myself. Killing him would be the break we've been looking for. But from what I've heard, there's been reports that this unknown ally of ours, this Catalmach, is hitting Logram hard, which means he must know where Logram could be found. But since I can't find this unknown ally of ours, Logram's out of our reach as well. For right now, focus on Yysag Bone Gnasher. See what you can do to find the emissary. Besides, if you cross Logram, that might be more than you can handle. Yysag is old enough to know when to try something other than fighting. Corner him, and you might be able to get him to talk. I'll have Willem mark the Bone Gnasher lair on your map. You'd better act quickly. If the orcs have the emissary, whatever they have planned for him cannot be good. If you need anything, we've got Simi here in camp to help you. She normally trades in trinkets for the men, but carries some items more suited for combat as well. We'll hold down the fort. The more orcs we kill here, the fewer you'll run into out in the mountains. Good luck to you. And if you run into that madman who's attacking the orcs out there, let him know I'd like to have a little chat with him.
Ah, there you are, running around butchering orcs without me.
And doing fine without you, I might add.
Ah, thought I heard something like a sneeze and brimstone, but maybe I was mistaken, eh? You don't expect me to sit around on some bar stool waiting for you to get back, do you? Especially when a good fight's waiting to be had?
I would have thought a tankard would have been enough of an anchor. Was I wrong?
These are members of my clan. Heard word of them while I was in the Sunken Flagon. Turns out one of our old clan holds lies in this area, and they were scouting it out, reporting back.
The clan hold here is no mystery to those who know our history. We have sought to take it back for some time, Kelgar.
Oh, this here is Colmar.
These are your new allies, Kelgar?
They are. They're a good bunch. Good in a fight. Could help us break those bugbears. Bugbears are controlling the pass to the clan hold, and they've been giving the scouts a rough time of it.
It's nothing we can't handle, Kelgar. No need to shed the blood of non-clan, and this is an Iron Fist matter.
Nonsense. These all are spoiling for a fight. What say you all? You all want to give the vultures some bugbear corpses to feast on?
We're already risking our lives out here. Going underground is a few leagues short of smart. And in case anyone else here fell asleep in cultural studies, we all know what exploring old dwarven holds digs up. Traps, monsters best left undisturbed, and lots of explorers' bodies. Let's not add to the mystery.
You know, old dwarven halls tend to have lots of gold and gems, just lying around for the taking.
Maybe so, but nothing your thieving hands will see, fiendling.
Why does one even need to ask? It sounds like a tale waiting to happen. Think of it. Grobnar Gnome Hands and the liberation of the Iron Fist clan and all its engineering marvels. A tale for any tavern for every man, woman, and child.
Who is this gnome?
He's arrow bait. I'll tell you about it later.
We are grateful for the gesture, but such false courtesies are wasted on us. Kelgar, stay with your new band. We neither asked for your help nor require it. This is Iron Fist clan business.
I'm Iron Fist clan. Your fight is my fight.
Those were not the words you used when you left so long ago to pursue this mad idea of yours. You seek to learn how to fight, but you have cast aside the why of it. Clan honor, duty, these are things you have forgotten the value of. If you wish to help, then know that the door is sealed to the clan hold. And if you can recount the legend of King Lodrum, then you will know how to open it. I think that part of our history is fresh enough in your mind. Whether you return or not, it does not matter to me, and it does not matter to the clan.
All right then, let's get to the clan hold door. Hopefully there's something beyond it that needs to be taught a lesson in battle.
If you truly want to help us, Then come back to us when you have done something of note. Not words, Kelgar. Until then, we have little more to say.
One of my brothers, struck down by bugbears. If Kulmar is right, we Iron Fists can't afford to lose any more of our clan. If I had been leading this expedition, we wouldn't have been caught by surprise by the bugbears. I can promise you that. There is that. I'll not let my people down. Ha! He died in battle. I dishonor his memory with all this hand-wringing.
Look, another dwarf. The bait we set has drawn more, as we hoped.
You'll all pay for his death, for Iron Fist!
We already agreed, Pastak. We split the gold evenly. I told the most. I should get most of the gold. We only killed 2 of the dwarves, Pastak. And you killed 1. So I share most of the gold with Morgrim. Then if I kill you, I'll take your share. Do it. We don't need Pastak. Now, Pastak's share is mine.
Doesn't look like anything dwarves would have created. Too complicated.
Oh, hold on a moment. I remember hearing about something like this. I think. Well, you see that lever? It's connected to the grommet underneath the casing, which connects to that gear over there. That gear then connects to the widget you see tucked in the corner there. So that connects to the sprocket over there. Which finally leads to the underslung ratchety cog. And there you have it. Oh, why, it opens the door.
That does it. We bury the gnome here, alive.
The problem with this device, though, is, well, it doesn't work. Ah, of course. I'll have this working in just a moment. There we are. Might want to stand back just in case. Good. Now I'm pulling the lever. My, that worked better than I thought. Was worried the whole thing was actually some kind of death trap. Oh, yes. Why, thank you. And yes, let's see what it was protecting. Maybe something even more complicated.
If you have not entered the clan hold, then you have no business with us. The rock in this region has always proven difficult to carve, and it's not one for keeping its shape without a good hammer disciplining it. We'll have to find another way then. There's other entrances we might be able to uncover.
But we found something else. Look at this, Kulmar. What do you see?
It's a pair of gauntlets, Kelgar. Well crafted, to be sure. And they have the mark of by Clan Geddon's hammer. Are my eyes blinded? Are those the gauntlets of Iron Fist?
The same. Who knows what other treasures are buried deep in the clan hold, Kulmar? But if we found these after a quick search, well, who knows, even the rest of it might be down there.
You found a relic, Kelgar. Part of our history.
I didn't do it. You have my friend here to thank. And we never would have known this place to be here if you hadn't been here before us, Kulmar. And the gauntlets, well, they should rest with the clan, I think.
No, Kelgar. If you two found them, then they were meant to be held by you both, for a time. When your journey is done, perhaps you shall return them to us.
Are you good to keep traveling these mountains? If you like, I could...
Our wounds have healed, and you've already given us enough aid. Perhaps we were too quick to judge your allies, Kelgar. The Iron Fist clan is in your debt. This I swear to you in stone and steel. Such a debt shall not be forgotten in the days to come. And Kelgar, If your path lies with this one, so be it. But the clan shall await your return.
It shall not be long, I think, Kalmar. But someone needs to watch out for this little one, or else he'll be lying in a grave.
Very well, Kelgar. May stone shield you from the sky and ale be always at your hand. But not too much ale. You know how you get after the 12th tankard.
Well, that was a chance encounter. And a chance to do some good, I think. The Iron Fists have had rough times these past few years. So, are we ready to crack some more skulls?
My Lord Garius grows impatient with your progress, Logrum.
I am lord here in the mountains, human, not your master. Orcs rule the well, and none can stand against us.
Except the Grey Cloaks, peasant recruits who are more than a match for you. We have given you weapons, yet you seem to lack the strength to use them.
We captured your emissary. We have given your dark priests all the dead they have asked for. My war chief Yisong here is gathering the tribes for a new attack against these humans, even as we waste time here listening to you.
This weak Grey Cloak tribe will fall, Logrum, without help from Garius or his accursed priests of shadow. If you fail, Logrum, then Garius will need further sacrifices. And the next corpse given to the Shadow Priests will be yours.
You threaten me? Here, in Orcish lands? I fear not your Lord Garius, nor your dark priests.
That is good, because Garius has sent more here to watch over you. And unless you drive the Grey Cloaks from Old Hourwell, then they will carry out the orders that you cannot.
We'll have to find another way around. It would take a dwarven engineering team a week to clear away this rock slide.
This slide's begging to have a fireball thrown at it. With a big enough blast, I bet those rock fragments would go flying. Still, I can't muster that kind of power. Too bad. Would have been fun to see it blown apart.
Doesn't look like there's any way around it, unless we removed it piece by piece over the course of a year or blew it apart.
You think Hogrot in trouble? Maybe we should go look. Me not going anywhere. Ralgard say wait. Me wait. Maybe Hogrot find troll. He need help if he find one. You talk too much. Trolls might hear you. Be quiet. That look like Hogrot. Why we running? Me not stay here. Run!
Just like orcs. They don't know when to quit. Whoa. Hey! Those are our orcs!
The Sword Mountains are a dangerous place, more now than ever, with the orc tribes gathered behind Logrum's banner. I am Cassivir, and my men and I have been hunting this group of orcs for days. We've been hunting the orcs here for many months. Recently, we have stepped up attacks, however. When Neverwinter finally moved to retake Old Owlwell, we redoubled our efforts. With the orcs being attacked from two fronts, it prevents them from massing to retake the well. I'm curious, why have you ventured into the mountains? Surely you understood the risk in coming here. Then we share the same goal. His lair is difficult to find, and the approach is no doubt well defended. Killing Logrum would certainly throw the orcs into disarray. However, I'm guessing that you have another purpose for being here as well. Well, anyone looking to slay the orc tribe chieftain would normally bring along a larger force. No matter. As our goals are the same, your reasons are none of my concern. If you intend to enter the stronghold of Logrum, it is to the north. I can lead the way.
We have lost some men, but I will assemble who I can and join you on the assault.
No, Catriona. We have already lost too many, and a massed attack on Logrum will only cost us more. I will be going on alone.
Cassivir, sir, we kept you from this once. I think it's best if
Please, it is important that you do as I ask. Take the survivors and fall back to the Greycloaks' camp. Do what you can to help them and keep the pressure on the orcs. If we cannot defeat Logrum, then he will come after them in full force, and the Greycloaks must be warned.
So, after all this time avoiding the Neverwinter forces, now you want me to stride right into their camp? Look, Cassavir, let me go with you. There is no need to keep doing this alone. Let us help you.
A smaller group will move quicker and attract less attention. The trail to Logrum's lair is narrow. More swords will not aid us there.
I've seen that trail. If you go up there, you will be nothing more than easy targets. Gods know what guards or defenses they have. You'll be killed.
You have your orders, Catriona. We'll meet you back at the Greycloaks' camp after we have dealt with Logrum.
Very well. Good luck, sir.
Are you ready to take on Logrum and his clan? I can guide you to the path to his lair. It will require that I take a place at your side, however, if your group can spare the room. These orcs, I recognize some of them from the battles we had. We allowed many of them to flee once they'd surrendered the field. These orcs are in no shape to fight. They've seen too much of battle already.
The ground here is thick with their blood and their pain.
They look to be in bad shape. I don't think the lot of them will survive the night. Let them bleed to death here. A quick end is too good for their kind.
Neverwinter dares not send its grey whelps to face me in true battle. Instead, they send assassins.
We are not assassins, Logrum. You sent the tribes against the people of Neverwinter who dared settle here. So we are here to stop you.
So the Cattlemocked, the one who has been attacking us, giving the grey whelps time to rest between each assault. Why my men fear to face you in battle is hard to see. You die here now, Cattlemocked. You and this one from Neverwinter who leads you. Are you ready to die? Someday, perhaps, but not by your hands. Know that Jystog has betrayed you. The coward warned me of you, and has helped me prepare. You dishonored yourself once, Jystog. Now fight by my side and regain what you lost. Finish them, and know that it was Logrum Eyegouger who crushed these dogs of Neverwinter.
These corpses. I know these men and women. I served with them.
This looks like some kind of burial chamber, but...
Strange. From what I had heard, orc tribes of the well do not usually place their dead side by side with human bodies.
Some of these soldiers fell in battle against the orcs, but their bodies were never found. I do not know how they ended up here.
We should be careful. Something is wrong here. The feeling in the ground, and from these bodies, it's like a shadow. Like death.
Like death, she says. That we can see.
I sense it too.
I felt this darkness before, deep within the mare. The shadows are thick here, seeping into the land. Whatever is in the mare is touching here as well.
I agree. I want to know who has done this and why.
I'm ready for a fight. Maybe we can add some more orc bodies to the floor.
As oppressive as this place is, we should see what is causing this blight. If we do not, it may spread further.
This place. Someone is using the dead for experimentation. Defiling their bodies instead of allowing them to rest.
I feel the same darkness here as I felt in the Mare of Dead Men. It is like an undercurrent that runs through the ground, through the land.
Ah, I thought I felt a stir within my domain. Like a bright, shining light trying to cast away shadow.
When the shadow does not belong, it must be cast out.
These people, what have you done to them? You deny them their rest, deny them their peace?
Peace? Come now. Surely you recall how they died, Paladin. These mountains have been covered in blood since your arrival. After all, you led these dead into one glorious charge after another. I think what I have done is mercy in comparison. And I shall also grant them a chance at revenge, I think.
Our leader speaks true. You face us both. I do not know what power you worship, but I can sense the evil thick upon you. It has touched you, and it will soon run deeper than you know.
Oh, Paladin. Shadows always run deeper than one knows. Even deep in your heart, I think. But this talk bores me, and I would be a fool to turn away such new material for my rituals. Come now. Shadow awaits.
Ah, there you are. The Waterdeep emissary arrived here not long ago, safe and sound. Well done. He told quite a tale about your heroic rescue. Couldn't stop singing your praises. I can't wait to hear your version of the tale. Ah, and you brought Logram's Eye Gouger's banner. That would explain why the orc attacks have stopped. Without a chieftain, they're going to be fighting each other now. She did indeed. She claimed to have been part of the force attacking the orcs. She's here in the camp along with some of her men. It was her leader I was waiting for, and I see you've brought him. Well met, Cassavir.
Callum, it is good to see you're still in one piece. Yes, Callum serves Neverwinter. As I did for a time.
I assume you were the one leading that band who was harassing the orcs. I owe you a great debt. Now that I know who is leading that mercenary band, I understand why it was so difficult for us to make contact with you. You've put me in a difficult position here, Cassavir. Your leaving was sudden, and some even say disloyal to Neverwinter.
I cannot have you defend me in this, but I thank you for your words.
No harm will come to him, I assure you. My report will read that the Grey Cloaks were able to hold off the orcs long enough for you to take Logram's head. That should make the council happy that their money was well spent, and put you in good graces with them as well. And officially, Cassavir was never here. Whatever reasons you had for leaving and going on to Old Owl Well, they are your own. The emissary is under my protection now. I'll send my best soldiers to escort him. You've already risked enough for him. You've done more than your share of work here. I've taken the liberty of putting together a reward for you. Consider it a gift from the council. You have my thanks for everything that you've done here. And keep an eye on Cassavir for me, will you? I hope you can help him. Back to work for me. It was good seeing you again, Cassavir. Good luck to you. Oh, and you may want to go see your friend, Catriona, if you haven't already. I'm sure she'd like to make sure you're all right.
It's good to see you again, Cassavir. I heard you found Logram.
We did. I am glad you were able to make it here to warn Callum. If we had failed, there would have been little keeping Logram and all the tribes from retaking this place.
Any new orders? Even with the tribes in disarray, you and I could probably help with the Grey Cloaks, if you wanted.
No. The orcs no longer hold Old Owlwell. It has been freed for the people here, not solely for a Neverwinter trade route.
Going to leave just the way you arrived, are you, Cassavir? So, where does that leave me? It might be time for me to find something a little more challenging. These orcs were tough, but, well, I think I'm due for a change of scenery. Maybe there's a nobleman in Neverwinter who needs an extra blade by their side.
She's quite capable. I couldn't have asked for a finer sergeant.
For now, I think I'll stay here. Maybe they can use someone like me until I feel like making the journey to Neverwinter. Could be a while. If you decide you need help, come see me. Maybe we can work something out.
Come out of the shadows. I have no patience for your hostile tricks.
Surely you understand my caution. The Hostower has heard of your troubles and the involvement of the little flame-haired sorceress we have heard so much about. Our sympathies. We even heard a rumor that she is fighting the rest of your students on the streets of Neverwinter. A terrible state of affairs.
The actions of those children are no concern of mine. They have been punished. But this girl, Quora, she insulted my daughter and threatened to kill her. tried to provoke her into some filthy tavern brawl in the Neverwinter docks. And that I will not abide.
But these crimes this girl Quara has committed, surely you have told the Nine what has transpired.
The Nine have their hands full with politics and troubles at the docks. They will not help, and especially with my house out of favor with Nasher. This is something I wish to handle myself.
Yourself? And yet you have contacted the Huss Tower about this matter. It is strange you would summon us. We are not welcome in Neverwinter, and never in the Academy grounds.
If you aid me, I will aid you. Neverwinter need not be closed to you and your school. I could promise you students, disciples, even slaves.
And what is it you wish done?
I wish to hear Quara scream, to feel what it means to be burned by her own power. I want Quara to suffer.
To turn a sorcerer's power against them. It is an old technique, as old as Ilfarn itself. But I think you will find we are not strangers to this art.
What's going on? Nishka. Nishka. Emphasis on the ni. Not many people get it right, or try to. Usually they call me thief, cursed one, demon wench, rat child, goat girl. The list goes on. You'd think Nishka wasn't that hard to remember. That's not so bad. I mean, all those things are true. I'm told it means something in the lower planes, but since I don't get down there much, although, obviously, good old Grandpa made a habit of coming up here for the nightlife, if, you get my meaning. Yeah, but shh, don't tell anyone. I wouldn't want anyone else to figure it out. I mean, aside from the horns and the traces of demon blood. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns. Me? Well, I don't know. I'm me, I guess. No one usually asks, so finding the words is a little hard. Trust me. People usually make up the whole story once they spot the demon blood, if they ask at all. This is so exciting. Wow, where to begin? Okay, well, I have no idea who my mom or dad was. I was abandoned, but raised by priests who tried to convert me, so I went away for a long time. Yeah, priests of Helm. The Watcher. The Vigilant One. Kind to children. Were they a hard-headed bunch? Really up on the discipline, not so much on the caring and forgiveness. But they're priests of Helm, so what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, we all get into trouble sometimes, or a lot. And I guess they ran out of I forgive yous at some point. Anyway, so after helping myself to their collection plate after a particularly moving sermon, I decided to see what else I could help myself to. But you know, those tales could fill a book, and I don't want to chew your ear off. Maybe some other time. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns. It's not demonic, but it does have a certain plainer tone to it. It's hard to explain. It's an odd dialect. But those Githyanki chasing you definitely aren't from this stretch of the woods. Maybe we could catch one and ask them. Well, the Githyanki are probably one of the worst groups of zealots you could ever have chasing you. The lower planes excluded. Githyanki are smart, even for religious halfwits. So I hope they haven't targeted you for some holy crusade, because then you'd be deep in the sticks, let me tell you. The thing is, they usually aren't this persistent. They have a set goal, they hit it, and then they're out of there. Plus, they don't usually stay on one plane for too long. The astral plane is their home. Your coin's as good as mine. Could be anything, but whatever it is, it must be pretty important to them. Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns. I'm good at slipping into places, but not all the time. Coaxing locks to open, dodging traps, you know, subtle stuff. And I may have accidentally backstabbed some people in the past, but if they couldn't see me coming, well, that's their loss.
Some way I can help? Why, What don't I do? Really? Sometimes it's hard to keep track of it all. I play songs, write songs, build things, repair things, pick things, plant things, tinker with things until they're fixed. Or, well, need fixing. But that's rare. Sort of. I suppose you'd say I stick my hands in just about everything, including dark holes filled with phantom spiders. But that's another story. Some just come as one advances in the craft and gets more experience in the world. What? Why, I collect it. I don't know. What an odd question. I like to gather facts and notes and journals just for the sake of knowing, really. Well, yes, but that's sort of the point, sometimes. When you have all those facts and numbers and words around your skull, you can pull out whatever you need to write a song. And, well, songs can help, sort of, to get more facts and lore. And the whole process begins again. Of course. Ask away. Always ready with answers. Yes, indeed. Kalakcha. Kalakcha. Let me think. Well, it's not gnomish, goblin, orcish, elvish, draconic. Well, unless the K is silent, but even then it would mean gizzard stone or its equivalent. But you know, I did notice you have a talent for languages. Don't you know this word? Well, that's odd. It may not be a word at all. Might be a title or a name. Most peculiar. Trust me, most of the names I've been called you can't translate in any language. They're not even real words as much as a succession of violent images.
Great. What's wrong now? Glenna's father, and one of the masters at the school, deals with enchantments and reagents, powerless like the others. That little twig of a girl who threatened me, us, at the Sunken Flagon. Don't worry, I'm trying to forget her too. He's all bluster and talk like the rest of them. I was defending myself, and if he's too blind to see that, then let him try to do something. He even has to get his students to fight for him. A worthless house, if you ask me. His daughter deserved what happened. So, I can handle whatever comes. They're a bunch of book-learning fools. Me? I know how to use power, and I'll show them if they so much as try anything. You sound like one of the academy instructors. Maybe you should take a post at the academy. Go on and ask. Why? Like you care? If I didn't almost burn down your uncle's dumb establishment, I wouldn't even be here.
Hey!
Oh, stow it, you drunk. Well, it's not hard to guess which side of the classroom you heard that from. Those instructors. They don't know what they're talking about. And if I had to page through one more dusty tome, forget it. Better? For what? The service of Neverwinter? Please. It's a place where noble families shove off their young ones to get them out of their hair. So don't even try to tell me otherwise. Go on and ask. They're from a rival house at the academy. Some of their students were punished when they decided to attack me. Yeah, that's why I burned down their stables and practice yard, and then torched their common hall. They had it coming. Eventually their master, Jokeris, stopped me. But if he hadn't, I would have taken the battle right to all of them. Of course, now they're trying to ambush me in the streets now that I'm outside of academy protection. Talking behind my back, ridiculing me for my studies, saying I was temperamental and that I lacked any sort of discipline. When I confronted them on it, they finally admitted it. So I struck back. No, they were attacking me first. Gossip, slander. I won't abide insults from those tome readers. Others have tried to lecture me, and I really could care less. They crossed me, and they got what they deserved.
Yes? Is there something you wish of me? Many who live in the shadow of Old Owlwell have suffered greatly from orc attacks over the years. Families have been put to the sword, homes burned, and traveling merchants have been slaughtered along the high road. The orcs need to be driven back. I did not come with them. Those are men and women who live in Old Owlwell, who are willing to lend me their swords. They have good hearts, Living there has made them tough, capable, and their knowledge of the mountain paths have made them invaluable as scouts. Yes, I thought perhaps by traveling here my sword could make a difference. Give the people living here some hope, if Neverwinter itself could not protect them. I do not have faith in a city or a nation, but the people within it. The people of Old Owlwell, they know the truth of this. It may seem such, but I felt that one man could make a difference, and it seems Neverwinter has joined the cause, and between our two forces we can accomplish a greater good. Very well. I went there because I felt my sword could make a difference. No other reason. There was a need for action, the need to set an example. To move Neverwinter to act is something beyond my strength. But a greater good has been accomplished, and you have shown that to me. I went alone because I had to. Battling the tribes of the Old Owlwell is something that must be done. It is simple, a necessary act. There is no doubt as to what must be done. No conflicts. There are battles that can be fought and others that cannot. It is a difficult thing to speak of. I appreciate your words and your intentions, but this is something that is difficult to share. Perhaps another time, when the words are easier to find.
Something you need? Kelgar Iron Fist, of course. It's a wonder you haven't heard of me, considering how I've made my mark up and down the Sword Coast for almost a year. All right, go on and ask them. They were in the mood to threaten, but not fully in the mood to start a fight. I think they were expecting me to drop the coin and leave quickly, which just goes to show you they don't know me too well. It's a shame they didn't keep it a friendly fight. Some people have no stomach for using their fists when they have a weapon at hand. Eager to fight? Well, I suppose I am, if you can call it that. I mean, it's all in good fun. Some take pride in craftsmanship, or in hunting, or in haggling for the best price on a blade or other piece of steel. Me, talking with my fists is my art form. Every tavern's an opportunity, I say. There's usually someone who could take a few punches to the gut and groin before they start weeping like a child. Well, I don't know. I enjoyed, I guess. It's a mark of pride to be able to stand tall and take every punch, then give it right back until I'm the only one standing. Most of the time, only beaten really bad once, but I learned from it, and I'm determined not to let it happen again. Thing is, I'm glad it happened. It was my destiny. Well, you see, I used to win, almost undefeated. But there was this time in a tavern far from here that I chose a fight that ended up choosing me. It was fate, I tell you. Well, it wasn't much of a fight. You see, there were these skinny-robed humans, barely twigs, that were sitting at the bar when one of our competitions broke out. There were chairs getting smashed, people screaming, tankards being used as clubs. Ah, glorious. Well, everyone was having a good time when I noticed those skinny humans were just sitting there, not even having the decency to pay attention, just nursing waters. Waters! So I asked them, well, shouted really, what in the hell they thought they were doing, ignoring the fine entertainment and then insulting the establishment by not having ale? And maybe I shoved one of them a bit, or tried to break a chair over their skulls, since they were making a point of pretending they didn't hear me. Rude, I tell you. Ah, well, they used me as a bar rag first, and not a single punch I threw even hit them. Oh, they were moving too fast, and plus, I think I was seeing double or triple. After they smashed my face into the bar a few times, they showed me the floor up close. The floor was pretty dirty by that point, by the way. Then, as the final blow, they sent me flying like a drunk hippogriff out the window. Magical it was. So, after I woke up and wiped the blood out of my eyes, and finally found all my teeth, I went back in and thanked them. Best beating I've ever received. They seemed a little taken aback by my friendliness, and it turns out they were part of some order, son something or other, and get this, they devoted their lives to fighting with their fists. Can you imagine? Lifetime devotion to brawling. It's their lives, their craft. They're monks, eh? Crazy water-drinking fools. Hope drinking water isn't what makes them fight like that. Anyway, that life sounded like destiny to me. I mean, those skinny excuses for humans were good, and then they spent their whole lives kicking the hell out of others, training for it. That's when I knew that's what I wanted to do with my life. My purpose was clear. Huh? Of course it is. Well, as far as I could tell once my head stopped ringing. You mean like headbutting someone? I already know how to do that, though sometimes I need to grab them by the beard or collar and yank their head down so I can hit it properly. Oh, is that so? Well, I must have missed that part while they were wiping down the tavern with my face and throwing me through a window. Shows how much you know about it. You didn't see them in action. All right, go on and ask them. Well, I hear there's an order of them tall-robed skinnies who have opened their doors to anyone who wants to learn how to smash skulls. And I plan on taking them up on their generous offer. It won't be the same as a tavern brawl to be fighting inside a different type of building. But I figure I can make the change as long as there are things to break and windows to throw people out of. All right, go on and ask them. No, they're strange ones to be sure, with all their hissing and spitting. They also don't seem to be ones for a stand-up brawl, always relying on ambushes and sneaking up. If they have a problem with you, I say they get all their clan together and face us at once, without all this chipping away at our patience. Of course, they know we'd probably send them running back to their mothers, so chances are they're just trying to make us angry. All right, go on and ask them. It's no proper dwarf curse, that's for sure. Sounds like something they want to find pretty badly, though, whatever it is.